everyone, Kim here with Sunshine Creations and Crafts. I'm on the Cricut craft room this morning doing the episode 9, card 10 of the Simple Cards Cricut art cartridge. I have been getting several comments and questions about this cartridge, and I went ahead and decided to go ahead and pick up the series. It's a Cricut light cartridge sort of, so it's not a full manual. And I've really enjoyed making these cards and adding my own embellishments, excuse me. There's actually 56 cards in total, so I probably will do one a week or two a week, so we'll see what happens with that. Now, you don't have to use the Cricut craft room for this card. If you're using your cartridge, you want to go ahead and set your size to 4.5. And that will give you close to an A2 size card. Now the Cricut craft room defaults to a very small card, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to size it so that it is an A2 size card. Now for this, that would be 4.5 inches wide by 11 inches long, so that when it folds up it will be 4.5 by 5.5. Now typically it would be a horizontal card, but I'm going to stretch it out and I'm going to turn it into a portrait style card, which I ended up liking quite a bit. I thought that was really neat. Stretching it all the way down to 11. Now you don't have to do it this way. With the Cricut craft room, you can go up into your shape properties and unclick on that link and just type in the numbers of the size of the card that you want. So my card now is 4.5 by 11. And I'm going to go ahead and go to my Cricut and I'll cut this out and go ahead and pause the video, and then I'll come back with you to show you how it cut out. Now I didn't cut out the insert by mistake, so I did that off camera. And with the insert, I like to cut it just slightly smaller than the actual size of the card, so that it doesn't overlap when you put it underneath the cut images. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Alright, so that's how it cuts out on the mat, and that's the insert. And I'm going to be showing you here in a minute that it's exactly the width, but a little bit shorter than the height. And that's fine. You'll see as I put it on the back behind those little triangles that it's the perfect size. Now I want to take a minute here. I did have one of the subscribers ask me how to cut out the cards on the Cricut Personal. That would be the 6x12 mat. So I took mine out, dusted it off, kind of played around with it a little bit. What you have to do is you have to set it on portrait. And by setting it on portrait, it will cut the card lengthwise. But it's just a little bit shy of a regular A2 size card. And I'm measuring it here because I couldn't remember what it was. So it's a little under a 5 1/4 and almost 4. You could probably use that as a note card. But this one here I did fit to page, and that's 3 3/4. So it's so cute, isn't it? Look at that little, could be a little tag for a gift bag or something, you know. But I didn't see that you could cut it out on that 6x12 on the Cricut Personal to come up to an A2 size card. So I tried, Jessica. I hope that was helpful. Alright, so here's my card, and I'm going to grab my little mini scoreboard and line it up on one of those ridges. And that is brown basil cardstock. It's got a little bit of texture to it, but it's a little thicker. I like to use thicker cardstock for my card bases. And I'm just trying to line it up there. Scoreboard out of the way. I'm just going to score that down. Now what I like to do here is I like to put the glue on the card base and not the card insert. if I put it on the card base, sometimes it leaks through the holes. So by putting it on the card base, I'm getting it only on that portion of the card base. Again, I said card base 5 times. But just putting it right on the edge. And you'll see that it's, again, just a little bit short on both sides, which is exactly what you want. I kind of bent it taking off the mat. I was bummed about that. And so you have your insert. I got a little bit too much glue, so I'm trying to wipe that off there. All right, so next I've got some images here from my avocado art stamp set, and I'm going to be using Happy Father's Day on that one, and the barbecue and the apron and the relax. It's your day, I think it is. Yeah, on the front of the card. Now I'm using my Copic markers, and this is Walmart paper, and I didn't think about it as far as you know, pre-planning on using some Copic paper, but it actually ended up working out just fine. And the colors that I used were for the barbecue legs. I already put my Copics away. N4 and N7. And there was a little bit of shadowing. And I'm using the N4 on the part where the charcoals would be. Now, in my family, we're sort of non-traditional when it comes to barbecuing because I love to barbecue. I barbecue probably 4 times a week. Fish, shrimp, steak, chicken, vegetables, you name it, I barbecue it. And I probably got that from my dad because my dad was the barbecue king of our family when I was a little girl. And that's getting out my browns here, E13 and E15. I'm just going back with the E13 and blending that all in. Now, the Avocado Arts stamp sets, also you can get the Digicuts, but I've had these stamp sets for quite a while and I did not have the Digicuts on file. So I'm going to be fussy cutting these out on my own, which now that I have the Digicuts, I've been using those often. I'm very spoiled, especially with small cuts like this. Otherwise, you just stamp it on that cut and you're good to go. But just going around here, and I'm going to go ahead in a couple of minutes and I'll start the apron, but I'm going to pause the camera, finish the coloring, and then come back and show you how I've got everything cut and everything colored. I think all of you have probably seen somebody hand cut images out. Now the little white place that's right there above the, or below the barbecue bowl, I used an X-Acto knife and cut that out. All right, now I'm going to do the blue on the apron, and I used B21 and B24. And I'm also going to be using a blending pen here on that pocket. And I'm going to color over the pocket. I don't need to worry about that. And then I'm going to get the darker blue. And I'm going to color that pocket blue. This is where I'm going to use the blending pen part. And I'm just doing a little bit of shadowing on that. And I'm just finishing that up with the B21. Now, I want to suggest I'm a subscriber for Christina Werner, and she has done some Copic coloring, quite a bit of it on her blog. You've got to check it out. This is her information here. She is very good at it, and I know she's practiced a lot. She's mentioned that in her videos. So it really, if you're, you know, a little leery of Copic markers, don't be. Just practice. All right, so I'm going to cut this out and finish up what I need to do here with these images, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm done with my images, and I've placed the, you know, little images on my card. And that's the X-Acto marker that I used to cut out that one part of the apron. And I'm just giving it some final touches here. There was a little bit of white paper that was left on there. So by coloring it in with my N7, you didn't see so much of that white part. That's the barbecue, and I realized I forgot to color in that little vent, so I'm using the N4 to color that in. And I left the wheels white. I didn't try to cut those wheels out. I could have used my hole punch, now that I think about it. Now that is the Relax At Your Day. But I'm going to put the inside of the card first because I'm going to be using some blue liquid pearls. And that takes a long time to dry. So I'm going to put the inside first, and I'm going to stamp the inside. And then I can work on the front of the card. And I'm just using some Heidi Swap acrylic, oh goodness, archival black ink. And that little stamp, Happy Father's Day. I got a tiny bit of that ink on my acrylic block, so I was concerned that it was going to get on my card, but I couldn't find my wipey, so I took a chance. I'm a risk taker, what can I say? It turned out perfect. I was happy. All right, let's put these embellishments on the front, and pop that up. And at first, when I put this down, I didn't like where I'd put it, so once I finished this video, I kind of rearranged the little images on it. Not significantly different, but I did move that one up a little bit more. And I'm going to go ahead and put those blue liquid pearls on there. And that's not stickles, it's not shiny, it's just the liquid pearls. And I have to mention, again, these take a very long time to dry. So if you're in a hurry to get this in the mail, it's going to smear. I'm finding that it takes, I would wait a full day before I stuck it in the envelope. Now I'm just popping up the apron part of that. I wanted to leave the strings open. I thought that was kind of cute. And then I'm going to pop up the barbecue. And I didn't think about cutting my little pop dots smaller so that I could do the wheels. So I ended up doing that off camera. And I liked it better. I didn't want those wheels to be all willy-nilly sticking up and all that. Here I was going to actually try to do it, but those pop dots were too big. So I cut one of those in half again, and then it worked. All right, well, thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see what I can do to help you out with this. And I guess that's it. Happy Father's Day, huh? Have a nice day.